What's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you're all doing well today, man. I really do hope that. Yes, I've already done a Chelsea news video today this morning where I talk about Xavier and Mbuyamba and some potential outgoings, loan deals, etc. But I wanted to make another video today because I really did want to express myself further on this Thiago Silva story. Yes, I've spoken about this on a previous video, about how he's been offered to Chelsea, potentially by his agent, and how I have reservations about that concept, but I wasn't sure how concrete this piece of news was. And to be honest, this morning I thought it was almost a nothing story because it looked like Fiorentina had offered him a contract, and I was like, oh, a 36-year-old Thiago Silva is more likely to go to Fiorentina. Alright, I dig it. But Liam Twomey of The Athletic has published a piece today, and he spoke about how Chelsea are reportedly in advanced talks to sign Thiago Silva on a free transfer this summer. So I want to talk about that because it seems like it could be very, very real. It's just talks as things stand, but it looks like a very concrete option. Chelsea's looking more and more different these days than they have done in recent history, with offering a 36-year-old a contract. Incredible. Anyway, I want to crack into that, offer you my opinion, talk about some other defenders as well that are still in the minds of Chelsea as Chelsea desperately look to bolster their defence. And yeah, I really want to get into it. Quick reminder to subscribe to Football Therapy. If you've not already done so, hit the bell notifications icon because I upload daily. You might like it, and if you want to help me out and support me, please do consider liking this video. That's kind of you, mate. Alright then, let's get into it. Right, just as I was finishing this video, some pictures came out about Xavier Mbuyamba signing at Chelsea Football Club. Very pleasant scenes indeed, so I wanted to put them in this video so you guys can have a look. The new superstar wonder boy is in the building, and we can look forward to seeing what he does in the youth academy, and then hopefully not too long in the first team as well. No, but that's not what we're talking about today. It's the defense, and in a silly season period of time where we're talking about Tomori going off to Ligue 1, not knowing what centre-back partnership's going to work for Chelsea, where's the chemistry going to come from? Where's the seniority going to come from? Thiago Silva appears. Bro, my initial inclination for Thiago Silva to Chelsea is a negative one. I do think we need seniority in the back line, but ideally someone who speaks English to command the youngsters. I don't know if Thiago Silva speaks English or not. I just have reservations. I think he's excellent. I don't think he's a centre-back who just does well out in a Farmers League, in Ligue 1. He dominates the Champions League and indeed is in good form at the moment and is in a Champions League final for PSG. Now, PSG are reluctant to give him a new contract, so he's a free agent, and he backs himself to still play at the highest level, and he has some options. Now I'm going to cite a segment from the Athletic's article written by Liam Twomey, just a small piece. I urge you guys to go check it out yourselves. Silva has harboured an ambition to play in the Premier League for many years and would still back himself to perform at a high level despite being in the twilight of his career. He felt he still had plenty to offer PSG, and it was the club's decision not to offer him a new deal. So yes, 36 next month, but he backs himself to perform at the highest level, which he seemingly is doing right now. But does that mean Chelsea should sign him into a new league and expect him to continue this positive vein of form? So I'm going to go on and cite another paragraph from Liam Twomey's article. He could only be regarded as a potential short-term fix for a Chelsea defence that's conceded 54 goals in the Premier League last season, the most of any club in the top half of the table. Declan Rice is Frank Lampard's top centre-back target, but David Moyes last month made it clear that Bank of England money would be required to convince West Ham to sell their prized asset, and Kai Havertz and Ben Chilwell are higher priority targets for Chelsea. So yeah, we know Frank Lampard has designs to bring in Declan Rice and play him as a centre half, but seemingly at the moment that does look like it would be incredibly expensive, while also looking like an excellent prospect for the Frank Lampard project in terms of a long-term process. Does that make sense? I think you understand what I'm saying. Twomey goes on in the article to say, Chelsea have also held preliminary talks with Brighton over their captain Lewis Dunk. You all know I love Lewis Dunk. Sources have told The Athletic that the 28-year-old believes he has an understanding with the club that they would allow him to leave if a big six clubs were to come in and make an acceptable offer. But that reported asking price of £50 million is steep, and those close to this situation regard the likelihood of the deal happening as low. So is Lewis Slam Dunk a favourite of mine? Would probably like to go to a big six club, as you could understand, as a 28-year-old, and I personally think he would be an excellent addition to this Chelsea defence, this Chelsea backline. But could Chelsea afford the £50 million price tag? Well, he would certainly be cheaper than Declan Rice, but he's nowhere near as long term, but he's probably more of an instant fix, kind of in between Thiago Silva and Declan Rice. Almost exactly in terms of age as well. You do think of a 28-year-old as a senior centre-half, but Thiago Silva is going to be 36, which is 8 years older, which just seems incredible. It's nice to know that Chelsea are seriously considering the likes of both Declan Rice and Lewis Dunk, two players that I've reported on quite a lot, but Lewis Dunk, as you know, is a personal favourite of mine because I think he'd sort out our problems, essentially. To be honest, even for the price of £50 million. If Harry Maguire's out here costing 85 million and he's just getting arrested in Greece at the moment, that's the most notable things he's doing in that Man United side, Lewis Dunk looks pretty damn good. Anyway, let's take it back to Thiago Silva. So, the interesting thing is, I had reservations not just because of his age, not just because of the potential time it might take for him to acclimatise to the Premier League at that old age, it's also his astronomical wages. I did read an article that Fiorentina were happy to offer him £70,000 a week. What? I bet they were. The dude's on £1.2 million a month. 70k a week. Chelsea could probably offer him 3 times that, and I'd be very happy knowing it's on a free transfer. I was worried that he was going to come into Chelsea Football Club and demand £250,000 a week, maybe more. Do you know what I mean? That was my concern. But if Chelsea can get Thiago Silva for, I don't know, 100k a week, maybe, just so he can test himself out in the Premier League before he goes to, I don't know, China or something. I don't know. If the money's not that bad and Frank Lampard genuinely sees him as a plug-and-play option for one season, I'd really find it difficult to see him in the Chelsea backline longer than one season. I find it difficult anyway, but 36, going on 37, going on 38, we're going to have a 40-year-old guy in the backline of Chelsea Football Club. What's happening? But I don't want to be overly negative if this is a genuine possibility. If Chelsea sign him on a free, if these advanced talks become even more advanced and he agrees to join Chelsea on a, reasonable, inverted commas, salary on a free transfer for 12 months just to try out and live in London, I'd be very intrigued to see what happens there. It does concern me because Chelsea let, John Terry go without giving him an extension. I don't know, it just seems like, what's happening? What's changing for them to take a risk and bring in this defender? Is it just because he's available and perhaps they can't necessarily definitely sign the likes of Rice and Dunk, so they're just keeping their options open? Advanced talks insinuates they're like, okay, fine, let's make this happen. As things stand, Thiago Silva doesn't want to make any decisions until obviously after the Champions League final, and you can understand why. Who knows, maybe he wins the Champions League final, lifts the Champions League trophy as captain, then comes to Chelsea. That feels good, right? That sounds kind of good, to be honest. And then maybe Chelsea look to buy Declan Rice a year later, because they've had Thiago Silva for a season. I mean, it is Thiago Silva, the name rolls off the tongue. I'm just worried. I don't know how to feel. How should I feel? You tell me, get down in the comment section below. I'm so keen to read what you guys think about this story. Would you take Thiago Silva? My knee-jerk reflex reaction was absolutely not, but the more I reflect on the prospects, the idea, and indeed Chelsea's situation, I kind of think maybe, not definitely, there's probably loads of other centre-half options out there. I mean, what if he gets injured? That's his career done, it's just mad. Get down into the comment section below and express your thoughts on that. If you've enjoyed the video, drop a like, that means a lot. Subscribe to Football Therapy if you're new to the experience, and remember, do go check out Jan's Yard, my other channel, where I'm doing daily football live stream shows called Chatting Balls. There's a link in the top of the description. Do click that and go and check out Chatting Balls and Jan's Yard. Subscribe, show your support, all that kind of lark, man. What else? That's pretty much it. So enjoy the football, and I will see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double, silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby